And you're also tapping into different constituencies. I want you to talk more about what you're doing with young men in the state, because I've loved that finally someone's starting to pay attention to these issues.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because from our first days, I was said that this is something that's going to be a priority. We literally about a year and a half ago did a full launch on our focus on young men because, and it's both because the data is wild. When
it's staggering.
It's staggering.
College graduation rates.
Workforce placement rates, increasing suicide rates, right? So this is really dangerous statistics that we're dealing with. But the other thing that's important is, like, I know my own story where, like, I had handcuffs on my wrist by the time I was 11 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I joined the Army when I was 17. I was sent to a military school when I was like 13, 14 years old. I was just angry.
Yeah.
And I was fighting, and but people, instead of trying to hear me, they were trying to almost castigate me. And that's why I was like, we can't do that with our young men. And so we have entire platforms right now in our state that's focusing on getting more men inside the classroom as educators, getting more young men serving as mentors inside of our communities, really zeroing in and saying that by focusing on our young men, that's not saying we're avoiding our women, but it's saying that in order for our society to be better, we need to have young men as part of the conversation instead of just consistently being seen as deficiencies that have to be solved for.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm glad you're doing that work. And maybe like Democrats who haven't necessarily had the background that you have, like speak to maybe like some guys in the business community who maybe just like aren't as interested in hearing from a Democrat, think that they would want to regulate and restrict them. You're a guy who's had like a successful exit in your professional career. Like you've done it all. Like, what's your message to other Democrats who want to reach out to guys and maybe can't exactly, like hit a beautiful post like you did, run like Prime out there. Like what is your message? Because to me, it's just like speak earnestly and honestly.
That's it, man.
Is that it?
Honestly, for me, and when people look at what we've done, like we've been able to have historic numbers with young people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like when we looked at our last election, we won young people by just a margin that nobody was expecting. The reason that I became, frankly, the Democratic nominee and eventually the governor is because we were touching into a lot of disaffected voters, people who have never voted for, first-time voters, young people, young men. But it wasn't just because it's like, oh, well, this is an issue that he's going to spend time on, like it was a political strategy. It's who I am.
Yeah.
That's my tribe. It's who I'm comfortable with, and I think people see that it's authentic. So when people see us out in the neighborhoods and out in the communities and smiling and dancing and having fun with folks, it's not because I've pulled it. That's my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I never want to be able to change that. And so the advice, frankly, that I give to people is you have to be comfortable in your own skin.